let's get going here. Let me start
Yeah,
by saying thank you for calling in today. I'm excited to have this opportunity to speak to you.
I'm excited as well. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Congratulations. You got a new record coming out. Within each lies the other, and I'm interested in hearing all about it. What can you tell me?
Well, what do you want to know?
Everything, each note.
I mean,
Tell me
we
how
could do
you,
like a big breakdown.
well, tell me how you put the record together, writing, so on. Just whatever you feel.
It's it was an interesting record to kind of make. I mean, it took a long time. Bits and bit. I mean, they all take time, don't they? That's just how they go. Of bits and pieces. We had lots of tracks, some more than others, and I feel like with this one, it was just trying to. What sounds good? What do we want to do? What do we want to put out? You know, because because I know that sounds so stupid, and I'm aware, but like there's so much broad depth of the sound that you can do. Like we had some tracks and we're like, it's just not us. Like it's cool, but it's not. People were like, oh, that's really cool, but it's like we don't want to sound like that. So it was a nice mix of going, hey, that sounds like us. That sounds like us. These are the tracks that fit together, if that makes sense,
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah. I understand that you do well, as the PR announcement says, the backbone of the writing as far as creating the songs and so on, just getting the basic format together. Talk a little bit about that creative process, if you could.
Um, it's what I was thinking about this earlier as well with something else we were doing. I was like, so questions like that. I'm like, and this sounds so pretentious. I'm very well aware. Like with like a painter, if you're painting a picture, it's always like, what comes to you in that kind of way. I feel like I never sit down and go, this is what I want to write. Sometimes there's a riff. Sometimes John and I, the keyboard player, sometimes we come together and he'll have an idea, I'll have an idea, and we go, oh, we could do that. We could do that. And then like it kind of stems from this idea. But otherwise, I feel like it's very much as the mood takes it kind of thing. No two songs over the same. I feel like the risk is you come into a sequence of just, first we do this, then we do that, then we do this, and do you know what I mean? And then it's boring. Like nobody wants to listen to that. I want people to be like, whoa, where is this going to go now? I don't know. I'm writing it. I don't know where it's going to go.
It sounds like you're saying that you want it to be an adventure, not only for the fan, but for yourself.
Yeah, of course, and it should be. And this is the thing. Like I've got whenever I chat to other friends in bands and stuff, some of them they start with the chorus.
Yeah.
They start with the big bit. That's the hook. And I'm like, that makes loads of sense to me. I can't write like that. I have to start at the beginning. I have to start at the beginning, and then we do the first bit, and I go, cool, now I'm interested, now it's the next bit, and then the next bit. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the chorus might be a breakdown. The chorus might be the prettiest thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't know. You're not going to know. Like, nobody's going to know until we get there, I like the idea of a journey,
Yeah, I do. I absolutely get it. That, I guess what you're describing would lead to an album that is it's very diverse. You don't have a plan in place per se.
Yeah.
A destination. That'd probably be a better description.
The journey's the destination.
Yes.
It's not about how fast we get there. It's about enjoying the ride. It's the important thing, man.
So how long did it take to write this? You mentioned it was a long time. What's a long time for you guys?
Song-wise or album-wise,
Well, the album as a whole.
Maybe year.
That's fair.
Maybe a little bit longer. There was a couple of tracks that were they were quite close to the end. It was like we need to. There's a track missing here. There's lots of pieces, but we need to come and get a track here at the end there. I think it was about a year. I would like to do it faster, maybe.
If they come as they come. I mean, some people, as you know, are extremely prolific, and others you have to fight for every gold nugget that you find.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all part of the fun, isn't it? You wouldn't want to do every record. It's like you just press the button and hey, everything's No, like, come on, this is boring.
All right, this one, like all the others, are in G.
Yeah, like, fuck, oh god, fuck. I don't. Do you know what? I like. Do you ever find yourself? I see you got a guitar in the back as well. Do you ever find yourself finding keys and you go, oh, that's just. I like this one. It just sounds kind of nice, and then you kind of get into everything in the same kind of sound, and you play a track and you go, oh, I could do that there as well, but like. Sometimes I think you have to like pull yourself out of that, don't you? And be like, no, I'm gonna use a different guitar for this. I'm gonna use a different tuning, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now it's different. Now it makes more sense, you know.
For many musicians, you hear that it seems like it's almost a magic chord. You've played it before, but for some reason, it just sounds so good to you, and you try to find ways to fit it into places, which leads you to building the same chords around it, which leads you to the same key of a song, which leads. Yep. Yeah, so it can be a challenge in that aspect.
I think so, and I think sometimes you get the shutters on, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll write stuff and I'll be like, oh, this is really cool, and I'll send it to the guys and they go, oh, it sounds like this, and I go,
yeah. Didn't you just write this about 2 weeks ago?
You're like, don't tell me that. Like, don't tell me that. I don't want to know that. Let me live in my ignorance.
Well, your latest single is Grayscale, and great video for it too, by the way. Talk a little bit about the song. What's it about? It's about 4 minutes long, and
I don't know. Do you know what? This is always something that we try and talk to, because the songs almost have like two halves in a way, because sometimes the instrumentals can exist for quite a while without any vocals on, and sometimes they'll take a meaning to me, but then when the song is finished, it doesn't have the same kind of meaning, you know. But I think that a lot of the time that Charlie and I are I think it's two sides of the same coin, you know. And there might be cases I go, okay, I see it from this side, you see it from that side, whatever it may be. And it was this real, I felt like, monotony of but it was almost like beauty and monotony of being in this place, you know. Everything's so and just bland and there's just nothing like. I say it's really beautiful, but like nothing, like it's so safe, you know. And then you come to the end, and it's like, oh, okay, okay, we've had the fun stuff, so we've had the chill, nice, safe, and it's like, okay, now it's almost time to wake up and go and like make it happen, you know. Which is almost like triumphant in a way, like musically, to kind of come from this hero's journey type. Oh, really nice and safe. He's in the bit at the beginning, and then it's like, oh, the dragons at the end, like, let's go, you know.
It can be a challenge, marrying lyrics together with music. Quite often, you know, I remember in the day that a song would exist for a long time and we're okay with it, but then suddenly somebody throws a different idea as far as the vocal melody into it, and it just evolves. It becomes so much more.
It really does. I think it's really funny how we can take a track that you go, yeah, I like it, but it's not doing it for me. The vocals come in and you go,
holy cow, yeah.
You go, that's a single, like that's big money, you know? And I love when that happens. Oh.
Well, this is your third release. The first two EPs, self-released, Wide and Closure. And I'm just interested in kind of contrasting this album. It's a full album, so there's more content, obviously. I'm just interested in the contrast between this album with your previous works.
You know, for a little while I used to think, oh, you know, that's one era, and then we've moved from there, and then you had Closure, and then we moved in, and we've come to this new one and stuff. And John and I were listening to the old stuff the other day, just for the hell of it, and there was a lot of similarities we could hear in the sound. Obviously, the production is the biggest giveaway, but like in terms of what the songs are trying to do, how they're trying to say, it's the rough version, and I just feel like the ideas are just slowly becoming more and more polished, but it's the same stuff, man. It's the same. It's really funny how that EP of just 6 tracks, and they're all kind of like, they've all got their own kind of thing. Like Bright Lights is kind of nasty. Astral is like this weird spacey thing. Take Me There is Astral. It's the same song. Like it's the same. Like Voices is all the pop stuff. It's really funny how, and I don't know if that's just me being naive and not having written enough songs yet, but I don't realize, you know, the DNA through it, you know?
it's reasonable to consider that your fans didn't make that connection, didn't realize, or just don't even hear it even after you've said it.
That's
Right?
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. We as fans, the discovery of the music has always been exciting to get a new record and and listen to it for the first time and really sit and try to digest what your favorite artist has done. That's always been exciting, and
Yeah,
it's one of the joys of music.
I agree with you. I think sometimes there's a bit of a worry as an artist though as well, because sometimes you see if you go in a way that the fans don't want, they're not happy about it. You know, they're like, oh, but I like the old stuff better, and oh, this new stuff. I like that's like I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes a new artist goes away, and I'm like, I'm like, don't do that. But you can't, and I know that you can't get into that. You have to just appreciate every record as each thing, don't you? You can't because you're living in the past otherwise.
Well, as
You know?
you've already mentioned, it's the journey, it's not the destination. And you're taking your fans on a journey through your artistic creations, and it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, really
I
is.
mean, everyone that does it makes it a beautiful thing. I don't think ours is any more. That's
Well,
not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's
no,
not.
fair.
Please, it's not a competition. Not a competition.
Only within yourselves. I'll argue
Don't say
back.
that. Oh, don't say
It's a
that.
competition within yourself. You challenge yourself to do better each time, and
But you should
that's
do.
that. Well, of course, and that is the competition. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. It's unimportant. Yeah. So
I think
you guys being you is the beauty of it. There's a little
Man,
symbolism on this record that I noticed in the videos and on the cover, and of course your press release, roses.
yeah,
What's the significance?
that's up to you. That's up to you.
We brought you the hard questions today. Come on.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm not the visual mastermind. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I wish I
That's
could. I wish I could say it was. I mean, but even then, even if I was, if whatever I would say, I feel like it's going to make it less.
If you don't want to share, that's fine. Just simply let it go.
It's not that I don't want to share. I don't. Like, there's a certain. It's what you want it to be.
Well, much
If
like
I
the music.
put a exactly, and it should be. Every song means something. This is something funny as well. Like I see this more with my friends who don't play in bands and don't play instruments and stuff. They get lyrics wrong. Not wrong. I mean, not wrong to them, but it's stuff like they'll get lyrics wrong. The song doesn't make a thing, but it means something to them in that regard. And I've done it before when I was younger. I'll hear a song and I'm like, oh, it's amazing. It makes me feel this way. Then I'll read the lyrics online. I'll go, oh, right, this song means this is not anywhere near what I thought it was. Which is hard as well, Just get the streams in there. Sometimes it just gets lost in translation, and then,
You guys do a lot of videos. For each of your releases, there's been a bunch. You must take a joy in that realm to be able to put a video out and kind of perform a little bit for the audience. Talk about a little bit about doing that.
I think it's important to do videos, just regardless anyway, as a visual medium for the song. Either if you want to tell a story, that's obviously number one, but two, just to have a nice performance of you showing it. Architects very recently, I think it's for Dead Butterflies on their new album. I think they did a live stream and they took I think they took the set of Dead Butterflies and they made it into the music video. And it's almost like watching a performance in this particular little bubble of thing, which I think is really nice. Because just trying to capture the live show feel and vibe, and then okay, what would our live show look like in this completely detached universe? And that's what it is, And I feel like we try and do that with our videos as well. It's kind of go, well, this is the place, this is that live, that live experience for you to see. And maybe there's some Easter eggs in there as well. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but maybe there's some in there.
Well, I would have to imagine there has to be. I mean, it's also the fun of it, being able to, kind of just peel through, get that thing open and say, where are those? And I imagine in the end, the fan doesn't find all the Easter eggs. They don't really know where to look.
No, it's not. But then, the thing is, It doesn't matter how many I say. You know, there'll be Easter eggs I don't know about. There'll be Easter eggs
Of
that
course.
that people will never find that I know about. You know, but that's what makes it fun, isn't it? Like I love that whole sense of community that you get, especially like in the metal and rock scene. Like I've just everybody can come together and like talk about it, and that be a thing that they want to do together. You know,
Well, speaking
like I
of
think that
community, you guys, your band has a significant amount of following as far as streams and all your videos. Last two albums, Closure did over 1.2 million
mm,
streams. And of
I can
course,
think
with
about
this
that.
record already, with 5 videos out, you're already a lot of views on it. That's it's not an easy thing to do. I'll have to share. And you
it's
guys have become prolific at it, which is an exciting thing. Talk a little bit about the fan base and the importance of the fan and the support and so on.
you know we love the fans because I think that's because I'm a fan as well.
Yeah,
You know, I I like making the music because it makes me feel something, and I like listening to my songs. And I know it always, whenever somebody says they listen to their own stuff, or you watch your own thing, it's always there's some sort of like thing about it. But like I'm trying to make something for me, and other people enjoy it. That makes me feel good. That's a nice feeling. So let's all come together about it. You know, we're all, as far as we know, we're only here once. So as far as we know,
yeah,
you know, so let's share and revel in the good things and be there for each other. You know, there's sometimes music's helped me a lot from when I was a young kid to now and stuff. And to see, you know, and I look back and you go, oh, I was an idiot, whatever. You should know better. But you don't know better because you're young and you don't know. But sometimes music gets you through those really tough times. If my tunes got people through some tough, man, that's gonna hit me. Like
of course.
that's a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't expect that to happen when you start. It's
Well,
not.
it's not the intent,
It
but
just
it's the
happens.
result
Yeah.
in many ways.
And I think you owe it to the fans to be there for them as well. Like, if that's what happens, if that's the sense of community you have to give it back to them in whichever way, you know. Yeah, I mean, just having a conversation with somebody because I feel like there's this big barrier. You go, I'm the consumer, you're the artist. There's a barrier. You go to shows, there's a barrier. It's no, like, we're all just people. Like we're all just people. Let's just all get along. Let's come and we'll chat some music. We'll chat about whatever. Like I don't. Let's have a drink at the bar. Let's go. Like it doesn't. You know.
Absolutely.
That's what it should be
Absolutely.
about. You know.
I know
I
that
don't get.
I know
No.
that you guys take great pride in the performance. You guys going out and being able to, get up on stage and connecting with the audience and so on. But it's been a real challenge, obviously. Is Europe opening up at all as far as doing any shows? Is it getting any better?
It's still. We're still waiting. It's still early days. I think the general consensus so far seems to be October, November
Seeing the
kind
same
of thing. I
thing here in
think
the States, yes.
it seems to be the general consensus. Maybe stuff will happen earlier. Maybe it will, but maybe it'll be risky. Maybe it won't be the same. You know, I don't mind waiting longer and doing a proper show rather than having to do one and it's all socially distanced and it's not quite that. Oh, you should take precautions anyway. But like, well, no, because if you go, let's say you go to a venue and it's a 500 cap, but you've only got 50 people in there in seats and stuff. The atmosphere is not going to be the same. So everybody's going to be sat down. If you can't sing, you can't do it. Like,
And I
I don't
can't
know.
imagine they'd let you in a standing room type of situation. We're going to put 50 people in this room and everybody stands 6 feet apart and enjoy the music. Ah.
No, but then also like the money as well. Like
Yeah.
you can't just go and play these venues for free. Like there's people to pay.
Yeah.
It's, as nice as it would be to just waltz in. You waltz into any venue you like and then just play a couple of tracks to whoever turns up. But like it doesn't in the real world, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
absolutely agree. Well, we're hoping that the touring opens up and you guys get a chance to come over to the States and play some shows. It'd be fun.
Yes, I want to.
There it
I get
is.
in a bus or a van and just like travel around the place. I want to try all the food, man. I love doing that. Oh, I love it.
A foodie,
It's my
huh?
favorite bit. Yeah, honestly, I'm really sad. There's a place in Sweden. It's like a gourmet, I guess a gourmet McDonald's chain type thing called Max Hamburger, and it is the single most greatest place I've ever been in my life. The hamburgers are amazing. There's no grease on anything. I don't know how they do it. They have like vegan chicken and stuff. It tastes like chicken. I can't tell the difference between. And every day I wake up, and I'm sad because we're not going to Max Hamburger today. And I want to find a place like that, all over the world. So every time you go to this place, it's like, we've got to go here. We've got to try this place. This is the, because you don't get a lot of time when you're on tour. It's kind of like turn up, maybe a little bit, half an hour or whatever, play the show, off you go. Like we've got to drive another 6-8 hours or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge. It is.
Especially in America, like you guys are
we're
even bigger.
We're a little larger. Yeah,
Yeah.
You get out west and some of the distances are a little further.
Yeah.
Yeah, East Coast is easier. The major cities are closer together. So, well, that's all I've got today. Is there anything I missed? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I'm just happy chatting, man. It's just been a pleasure to chat, just about bits and pieces.
Absolutely.
The album's coming out March 26th. Check it out. Tell me if you like it.
There it is.
If you don't like it, also tell me. Maybe I'll do something next time. Maybe I won't, but
who knows? It's a mystery. You'll have to buy the next one to find out.
Well, that's the thing. So get them.
Within each lies the other. March 26th on Long Branch Records. Looking forward to it. All right. Thanks for your time today, Adam.
It's been a pleasure, Dave. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.